Hey Crusaders, Daryl here. Today I'm going to do a video on the Coleman Camp Oven. This is model 5010. This is not a paid advertisement. I received this as a Christmas gift from my youngest son, Corson. And so there's no paid advertisements, there's no sponsorship or anything. This was something that I asked for that I thought maybe I might be able to kick it up a little notch when we're out overlanding or camping, especially if I feel like making some chocolate chip cookies, maybe some biscuits and gravy, what have you, or even cinnamon rolls. So if you remember, I tried to do some cinnamon rolls in the pizza oven, and that was a disaster. So I bet I could probably do a better job with the Coleman Camp Oven. This is how it comes in the box. This is the thickness. As you can tell, it sounds like it's made out of like stamped metal. So let's go ahead and open it and see what's inside. So as you open it, super simple. It has the grate with the instructions. In the instructions, there's not a whole lot to them. It's a trifold basically. And it talks about how to set it up, talks about how to refold it, and then it also talks about suggested uses for the camp oven. So, not a whole lot to it. And of course, on the back, it looks like, yeah, I don't even see any warranty usage on that. But in there, you also have the metal grate. Now, getting it out of the package. There we go. Put this off to the side. On the camp oven, there's a metal latch in the back on the top, and a metal latch on the bottom in the front. You undo those latches and you basically pull it out. You'll notice how it basically is like an accordion, okay? Once you pull it out, inside you have the floor that falls down, and then you have the top that lifts up. Now, when you lift up the top, you have to make sure that you're compressing the sides, because on all four corners there are tabs. See the tabs right here? So you basically have a male section that comes up and mates with the female section, which now locks it in. Remember the latches that I told you about before? You lock the bottom latch, and then you lock the top latch, and it is a self-contained cube. It's not falling around. Okay. Like I said, it is stamped metal, and it's rather light. You have your door latch on the front to open and close it, and you also have your thermostat or thermometer on the front. Okay, could even say temperature gauge. Now, remember I said it comes with a metal grate. If you notice on the metal grate, you have these little, basically tabs sticking out on both sides. On the side of the oven, you have slots. That is so you can adjust the height of your metal cooking rack. Before I adjust or I put the metal rack into the oven, I ordered a pizza stone or a cooking stone to go inside the camp oven. The reason I did that was to try and make a more even temperatured cooking area. If you notice, there is all the slats on the side. There's all kinds of slots on the top. So, I mean, shoot, there's even a hole in the back. I'm assuming maybe that's for a cooking probe, but I don't know. So I went ahead and got or ordered a pizza stone or cooking stone from Amazon. Now this is how it came from Amazon, and you notice there was a little gouge in the box, but here's the great thing. It was packaged in styrofoam. You can notice the gouge right here, but it didn't translate to the bottom, so the stone is protected. All right. Pull the stone out. Got styrofoam all over me now. That is the worst. It's almost like dog hair. Gets everywhere. Set that off to the side. Now, for here, just open it up. Now, this is a 10 by 10 pizza stone or cooking stone. This box, it measures out 12 by 12 cube. All right, all the sides are 12 inches. So I did order a 12 by 12 cooking stone, and it was too big. So I returned that and I purchased the 10 by 10. So let's see what happens. Put it in on an angle. So far so good. Slides right in, drop it right in. Now, the cooking grate. Let's put that in on an angle. I'm gonna go with the second surface, the second adjustment rack. And what I did was I just put a little bit of pressure on the wall of the oven, and it locked right into the slots. So if you can see, there's the tabs. There's the tabs. Now, besides the pizza oven, or I'm sorry, the pizza stone or cooking stone, to get a more even temperature throughout the oven, I'm also planning on doing a thermal blanket around it for insulation to try and cut down on a lot of the heat loss from all the different holes and stampings and whatnot. So I did buy a welding blanket from Harbor Freight, and I will quickly make one of those, hopefully in this video. And then I am going to demonstrate on my gas range cooking something. I think I'm going to cook some chocolate chip cookies. Makes it a little realistic, although I'm going to have to mix them up. If you buy the ready-made squares, you can probably do that too. The one thing I may have to look for is to see if I have a cookie sheet or a pie tin or something I can cook the cookies on that fit inside the pizza oven. So we'll see about that. I did pull a pie tin out, so I'm hoping I can use that. But this is the Coleman Camp Oven Series 5010. And I'm excited to see how good I can cook with it. Lately I've been on a kick for some biscuits and gravy, so maybe I'll try that. But definitely on this video, I'm going to be cooking some chocolate chip cookies. Stand by and let's see what happens. Oh yeah, before we go on to the next, I did get a thermal laser gun that should tell me what the temperature is on the oven walls compared to what the temperature gauge says. So we'll see just how accurate that temperature gauge is along with the thermal gun. So stand by. Okay, Crusaders, I found a pie tin which fits inside the oven. So win-win. All right, door's locked. I'm going to go ahead and start the gas range and we'll get that going. Okay, I have it on high. I'm going to put the stove over top of it. And we'll see what happens if the This is actually called the heat indicator. So once the heat indicator starts rising, then if I can get it to level off, I will get the infrared thermal gun and see if we can get a heat rating that's very similar. Okay, so right there on the heat indicator, it says 83 or 84. And if you notice, the temperature is starting to climb. I can definitely smell the heat building through the metal and also through the pizza stone. You can definitely smell that newness of the metal. If there's any protective coating, probably burning off. So let's see what we have here. That is saying 99, 100, 101. And if you look at the gauge, the heat indicator, it is looking like it's closer to, what is that, maybe 150? Okay, so I'm going to be making the Betty Crocker chocolate chip cookies. It's pretty much one of the only ready-made things I had to cook. This says I'm going to be at a cooking temperature at 350 degrees for 12 to 14 minutes. So let me go ahead and mix this up. And this now is saying it's probably about 375 degrees for the outside cooking temp. So let me see what the inside cooking temp says. So let's see. That says, that's crazy. It's still reading 120s. Inside, the pizza stone is reading over 500 degrees. And the rack itself, yeah. So I can probably definitely turn that down. And what gets me, it says Fahrenheit here and Celsius is on the inside. So not sure about this gauge as how accurate it is. But we'll see what we can come up with. And if I can get that stone to about 350, then we should be golden. Okay, Crusaders, so I mixed up the chocolate chip cookie mix, and I'm going to check the internal temperatures of this again versus the heat indicator, and we'll start cooking. And let's cross our fingers that I don't burn the cookies, because there's not too many things worse in life than burnt chocolate chip cookies. Unacceptable. With toast. Burnt toast is bad too. So let's see what we have, and we'll go from there. Okay, the heat indicator is on 300 degrees right now. If I look at the pizza stone is coming in at 520. If I come over to the side, I'm going to hit the rack. The rack is saying 1. So I'm going to bump it up just a little bit and see if I can bring the temp up just a little bit. I'll put it on medium heat, and we'll see if we can't get to the heat indicator coming up to 350. While it comes up to 350, I'm going to go ahead and throw some cookies on the cooking pan, and then we'll go ahead and throw them in. All right, stay tuned. Let's see if it's going to be a success or if it's going to be a fail, which I'm hoping for a success because I'm ready to eat some chocolate chip. So here's the pie tin that I'm going to be using, and for test purposes, I don't want to try and fill this whole thing up and burn the whole thing. I guess technically, once I understand this oven better, I could actually make one big chocolate chip cookie, and then people can share it while we're camping, or even overlanding. Man, come to think about it, if you have a dual zone fridge freezer, you could actually sport some vanilla ice cream, big old piece of cookie, vanilla ice cream on top. Daggone, man, making myself hungry. So let me go ahead and put this in the camp oven. It's still saying it's right around 300 degrees on the heat indicator. So the stone is still coming in at, it's like 480s, 490s. Let's put that in there. And we'll do it. Set the timer. Cook time. I'm going to go 12 minutes. Let's see. It says 12 to 14 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and do 12 minutes. And we'll see what happens after 12 minutes. Cross your fingers that it's a success. So right now the heat indicator is still hovering right around 300 degrees. So hopefully that's an accurate representation of what is happening inside the Coleman Camp Oven f.a.t series. Stay tuned. Okay, it's starting to smell like they're a little bit warm. Oh my goodness gracious. So I'm going to take it out early. So that right there is almost 12 minutes. So can you see them? They look a little browned. So I'm going to set them down. I'm going to turn the timer off. And I don't know. Let's see. Let me bring these over here. Bring these over here. Get a spatula. They may be a little too warm to get off. But yeah. Look at that. So that's not much of a success for the first go around. Okay, so I have 4 more. And I'm going to put them back in the rack. I'm going to keep it on the same heat setting, but I'm going to maybe go 10 minutes instead of 12 minutes. So timer, 10, start. The heat indicator is still saying it's 300 degrees Fahrenheit inside. So I'm not sure if that's an accurate representation of what's really happening on the inside. All right, Crusaders. So here is round 2 with chocolate chip cookies, Coleman Camp Oven at 10 minutes instead of 12 minutes. We have 20 seconds left. The heat indicator is still showing right at 300 degrees. So let me open it up. Well, man, I don't know what to tell you. Here's what they look like. Oh, that was hot. Here's what they look like. Still a little brown. And I guess this is the things we need to look for when we're cooking with this. Maybe what I'll do is I'll bring it up to the top rack and see what we can do from there. Okay, I sort of feel like the old video game Mortal Kombat. Round 3, fight! Okay, top rack this time. Close the door. Timer. I'm still going to go with 10. Start it. I turn the heat between a medium-low. It still shows it's hovering right around 300 degrees inside. Set it for 10 minutes. So in 9 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll see how we did this time. Okay, Crusaders, we're coming up less than 30 seconds on round 3 of the great cookie battle with the Coleman Camp Oven. I have optimism that this one's going to be a success. So let's see what happens. There's the timer. Turn it off. Open the oven. Well, they're not burnt on the bottom, but I don't know if they look, they're not even totally cooked on the top yet. So let me do the 2 more minutes for 12 minutes. And that'll be the 12-minute time. I do like the way that they were looking. They looked like they were cooking more evenly. The bottoms looked like they were cooking well and not well done. So let's see what happens in the next minute, 33 seconds, and see if maybe 12 minutes at the heat indicator saying 250, which I can guarantee you it's warmer than 250 in that oven. But let's see what happens in the next minute, 15 seconds, and see if maybe this time, if we keep it between that 250, 300 mark on the heat indicator, we could actually cook something in the oven without scalding it or burning it. So hang in there, and we have another less than a minute. Okay, we have 15 seconds left. Let's see what happens with the extra 2 minutes of cooking. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it. Timer off. Let's open the door. All right. So what I'm going to do, they smell good, they look good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let them cool for a minute. And then, even the bottoms, that's the color you want on the bottoms, a nice golden brown. So let's see if they cool. Then maybe they're cooked properly on the inside. And maybe we have success with, say, roughly the heat indicator at 250 for 12 minutes. We probably could have, with the way it's looking, we probably could have went the heat indicator at 250 for 14 minutes. But let's see what happens when they cool, and we'll go from there. Okay, Crusaders, so I got the last batch or the third batch out, pulled it out, let them cooled. I took a bite out of one of them, and these, in my opinion, are just about the perfectly baked cookie. It's nice and golden brown on the bottom. It's cooked on the top. It's cooked all the way through. And if you look at, I'll take the worst looking cookie from, all right, so here is the first batch. All right, you can see how dark it is around the edges. It is overly golden brown, where you can see the light golden brown edges on the one on my left hand. And now let's flip it over. A distinct difference between the first attempt and the third attempt. So I'm going to call this one the win on the third attempt for me. As it cools, it's even getting to be a better consistent cookie. I'm going to cut the video short here. I don't want to necessarily say the video was short. The video is a good length, I believe, after I edit it. But I don't want to go overly long in making the insulation blanket for the camp oven. I can do that on another video. I know I want to make the insulation blanket for the camp oven. I have parts and tools for a roof rack I'm going to build out of extruded aluminum. So in the future, we'll have a video with the making of the oven insulated blanket and see how it cooks from there. So as of what we can tell from the third round of making cookies, the heat temperature was right around the 250 mark. It was on the top rack, and the cookies cooked for roughly 12 minutes. So that's something I may go ahead and get a cooking log for this camp oven and go from there. So I know in the future to bring it to this temperature for this period of time, and we should have excellent cookies. Let me know in the comments which cookie you prefer. Do you prefer the cookie in my left hand, which is properly cooked? Or do you prefer a burnt tasting cookie in my right hand, which, as you can tell, is not properly cooked? So hopefully you are normal people like me. I guess as normal can be. What is normal? And hopefully you like a properly cooked cookie versus an improperly cooked cookie. Crusaders, please like, subscribe, and share. Go ahead and hit the notification button. And I always want to tell you, God bless, and I hope to see you on your own crusade.